Alright, picture this. You, your trusty wheelchair, and a kitchen the size of a broom closet. Maybe there's barely enough room to turn around, let alone spread out all your ingredients. But hey, that's real life for a lot of us. And it doesn't mean you can't whip up something delicious. In fact, sometimes the best meals come from the smallest spaces, with a little creativity and a lot of determination. Sound familiar? If so, you're in the right place. Because today, I'm showing you how to whip up a hearty beef and rice soup using just a few Ontario ingredients and a budget that makes my wallet sigh. We're talking about a meal that's not only filling and tasty, but also super affordable. No fancy gadgets, no expensive cuts of meat, just good, honor you up and stretch your dollars. Let's talk ingredients. Nothing fancy, I promise. This recipe is all about using what you have and making the most of simple, wholesome staples. You don't need a chef's pantry, just a few basics you can find at any grocery store, or maybe even in your own fridge and cupboards. We've got some lean stewing beef, which is perfect for soups because it gets nice and tender as it cooks. You don't need a lot, just enough to give the soup some heartiness and flavor. If you find it on sale, grab a little extra and freeze it for next time. A cup of rice, which helps bulk up the soup and makes it extra satisfying. Carrots for a touch of sweetness and color. Plus, they're cheap and last forever in the fridge. Celery, onion, a potato and garlic. These are the building blocks of flavor in almost any soup. The potato adds creaminess and body, while the onion and garlic bring that classic comforting aroma that makes your kitchen smell like home. Oh, and some beef broth. Box or bouillon, your call. If you're really pinching pennies, bouillon cubes are a lifesaver. They last forever and pack a punch of flavor for just a few cents. Pro tip, buy your veggies in bulk and chop them all at once. It saves time, energy and cleanup. Plus, you can portion them out for future meals, making weeknight cooking a breeze. I keep mine in the freezer like little gems of future dinners. Just grab a handful when you need them. No more scrambling to chop veggies when you're tired or short on time. First, heat up a sturdy pot, not too far back on the stove. No wild arm stretches here. Safety first always. Make sure your pot is within easy reach. And if you have a front control stove, even better. Drizzle in a bit of oil and toss in your beef. Let it sizzle and brown, which brings out all those rich, savory flavors. Don't rush this step. Browning the meat is what gives your soup that deep, homemade taste. Listen for the sizzle. That's the sound of dinner and dignity. There's something empowering about making a meal from scratch, especially when you're working with what you've got. When it's brown, shove in your chopped onion and garlic. Let them cook until they're soft and fragrant, stirring gently so nothing sticks. This is where the magic starts to happen. If you drop a piece on the floor, well, that's a snack for later. Or just let the dog have it. Cooking is messy and that's okay, embrace the chaos. Next, in go the carrots, celery and potato. No need to peel fancy shapes. Rustic is in and it saves time. Just chop them into bite-sized pieces and toss them in. The more uneven, the more homemade it looks. Give it all a good stir, working at your own pace. There's no rush. Cooking should be enjoyable, not stressful. Take a moment to appreciate the colors and smells coming together in your pot. Remember, soup is forgiving. Life, not always so much. If you need to take a break, just turn down the heat and come back when you're ready. The soup will wait for you. Now pour in your broth, enough to cover the lot. If you like your soup thick, use less. If you want it brothy, add more. It's your kitchen, your rules. If you're low on broth, add water, your taste buds won't soup. You can always adjust the seasoning later, so don't stress if you have to stretch things a bit. Once it's bubbling, toss in the rice. Give it a good stir so it doesn't clump together. The rice will soak up all those delicious flavors as it cooks. Stir, then let it simmer. This is the part where you can sit back, relax, and let the stove do the work. Maybe put on your favorite playlist or catch up on a podcast while the soup bubbles away. I set a timer on my phone because if I don't, I'll forget and come back to beef porridge. Trust me, it happens to the best of us. A timer is your best friend in the kitchen, especially when multitasking. After about 20 minutes, check if the rice and veg are tender. Give it a taste. If everything's soft and the flavors have mingled, you're almost there. If not, let it go a few more minutes. If you're feeling fancy, throw in a handful of frozen peas. They add a pop of color and a little sweetness, and they cook in just a minute or two. Salt and pepper to taste. Don't be shy. Seasoning is what brings everything together. If you like a little heat, toss in some chili flakes or a dash of hot sauce. Done. You've got enough soup for days or to trade with neighbors for cookies. This recipe makes a big batch, so portion it out and freeze some for later. It's perfect for busy days when you need a quick homemade meal. See, cooking from a wheelchair on a tight budget doesn't have to be a drag. It's about making the kitchen work for you, not the other way around. Adapt your space, use shortcuts, and don't be afraid to get creative. Every meal you make is a little victory, so grab a bowl, roll up, and dig in. Who knew soup could taste like independence? With a little planning and a lot of heart, you can cook up comfort and confidence, one pot at a time.